Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. Okay, so I did my homework and completed the little elements that we spoke about in the last video. So I have stitched on the calico some decorative stitching. Firstly down that side like I had mentioned, and that's the hinging element to our little envelope. I went through my little ephemera booklets and I had the word journal printed out in many fonts in little labels, different sizes. So I found one that I thought suited, and that has become the closure for the little envelope. So it's just glued down with the tiniest little edge available for that to tuck in. And I actually scored that a second time to get a ridge there, and that sort of helps my fingers grab it and bend it down in under. When it was just the one score line, I found it quite difficult to get my fingers in there to actually open and close it. I then attached some twine like I discussed, using the one little label to catch it here. And then as I glued down the piece of calico after I stitched just a decorative edge, it's caught here as well. So it's sort of tucked in under there and under there. So that gives you the ability for it to be fastened over here. I did leave the glue away from this edge, and that's allowed me to slide in that little tag. And I added some eyelash yarn to the top of it. Just nice and simple, lightweight too, not too bulky. I'm really concerned that this journal gets really bulky really quickly. So I'm trying to be as fine as I can, if that makes sense. And yeah, just sort of being a little considerate of where this could head, because it's got 4, I think, actual opportunities to put writing paper in. Not that I need to make those writing paper areas massive, like they could be literally only 4 sheets of paper, which is still a lot when you're looking at the locations of which they can fit into. So I'm happy with the front. I believe it is completed. Now on the inside, as discussed, I used this pocket. I did have to trim it down a little bit, which was fine. And then I just used one of the little tags, which I'd already pre-stitched, added my eyelash yarn. I've got William in behind, which is good because William sort of gives us a break from the intensity of these designs. So where am I at? I haven't done any more with the big tag. At the moment, I'm just admiring the design element. It's just so beautiful. It's plain on the back. I might end up coming through and stitching around it. I'm just not sure yet. It's sort of low on the list to do. We'll just sort of see how the little journal comes along. Why do I keep missing that pocket? I keep sliding it in and missing it. Okay, there we go. I will add some textile to the top of the tag, but at the moment I haven't decided what is going to be the trim. So I think I'm just going to focus on getting the papers down, and then I'll get the pages of the journal in and sort of then come back through and embellish again and embellish again. I think if I do one stage at a time, it will give everything a chance to dry, so that when I do come back in and stitch any journaling pages or anything like that, you know, it's not going to be sort of competing against itself and glues and things coming apart. So just before I move forward, I just wanted to cut out, or rough cut, these little guys. They're starting to be used and they're sort of floating around my desk, and I just grabbed one of my little trays, which is, as you already know, my Ferrero Rocher habit. I love the little trays. They're just perfect. They come in different sizes depending if you're greedy and you want a big pack or just a little pack. So I always keep them, and they're just great to throw in little fussy cut elements that, you know, get lost on your desk. So why not use the chocolate tray? And then when this project's finished, of course, I'll sleeve them in a little plastic sleeve. So so that they're all sort of together and safe. So I'm just going to cut a couple out and have them ready. As you know, I film ahead. We'll do a series of videos and I just make a hang of a mess on my desk, and for 3-4 days in a row, I just keep filming, couple videos a day. I find that, you know, the most effective use of my time, and then that frees up the rest of the day to work on other things, either my job or, you know, other projects that I'm participating in, like the Journal of Stitchery prompts that are given out every fortnight, and I'm busy stitching for that as well and filming. So I'm sort of finding this really good, because while I wait for those other projects to be announced and come along, I have things like this to sort of work on. So I'm finding the system is working well. So my guess is you're probably watching this, what are we in now? August. So you're probably watching this well and truly into September, because at the moment you're working through the Edith Holden series, where I make some journals from those books. And then I filmed straight after that a bit of a Tim Holtz paper collection project, which you're yet to see. So that's done. And that was a revamp of a journal that had broken down. So I sort of pulled it apart and made it into some more useful pieces. And now it is a Wednesday. It's actually still only July. Isn't this crazy? So we're now going back to July in real time when I'm filming. This is going to confuse you all. It's a Wednesday and we've just been given our prompts for the Journal of Stitchery. So my head is spinning because I have picked up my phone in the middle of the night and saw that the 2 videos were up from the Roxy girls, Sarah and Rachel, with the new prompt for the next fortnight, which is Christmas Village and Winter Village. So you know what's happened. My brain is like firing on all cylinders, and I've laid there. I watched Sarah's video first because it was the shortest, and I thought surely I will go back to sleep. What I want to do too while I'm yabbering is I need to get into this. I need to be brave and actually rip some of this off and use it, because it's just sitting in the cupboard. And I figured if I just go for it and tear some elements off. Where will we go? We'll start here. I've done it. Oh, goodness me. Crazy. It's taken me 2 years to do this, guys. I'm just going to get that a little bit straight, just in case it becomes a journal page. So I'm going to just take a moment just to make sure that that's reasonably straight before I just, you know, rip crazy. Oh, everything's going to curl. So yeah, the prompts have come out. I'm supposed to be asleep. This happened, I think it was not last fortnight, the one before. Crazy. I rolled over, woke up, thought, oh, I wonder if the videos are up. And stupid me, picked up the phone, and of course got all excited, and that was the end of that. And I was up at some ungodly hour. I think it was like 3:30 in the morning. I was up and pulling fabrics out and doing crazy stuff. So guess what's happened? Again, And I think the problem is I was weary already in the evening prior. So I've gone to bed early. First mistake. So I think it was 9:30 I went to bed because I felt really weary. And we were watching a new series on, I don't know which it was, Netflix or something, called Sandman. And there was a lot of hype around it, and we had put it off, and we finally got an evening where we could, you know, play quite a few episodes in a row. Due to the, you know, we got to the couch about 6 o'clock. So we had plenty of time to, you know, sink our teeth into a new series. And my lower back was a bit achy. I had done a few exercises through the day, stretching and that. And I think I'd sort of stretched a few muscles a bit further than what they're used to. So it was a little bit achy. So I decided I'd drag onto the floor in the TV room a mattress, a single bed mattress that we use if guests pop in, you know, we've got a spare bed. So I dragged this thing up the hallway, popped it on the floor, and I thought, oh, this will be good. I'll lie down on this. My back can have a bit of a rest and watch this new series. Episode 1, yeah, it was okay. It was a little bit slow. Episode 2 started, and that was it. I dozed off. So I missed all of episode 2. And my husband was like, he went on to do a little bit of work for the business on his laptop. So he was sort of half watching it as well. And I guess he figured she's not watching, so we're going to have to watch it again anyway. So I probably woke up about 9:30. So I probably had 3 hours sleep. I knew I was tired. I'm going to put this under my mat. I wonder if I can roll it back on itself because it's very curled. So it sort of needs to sit for a little bit under something heavy. There we go. I'm going to roll it back on itself. This might help. So I woke up about 9:30. I felt so relaxed and sleepy and felt great. So I thought, I'm going to go to bed, I announced. And he said, well, you might as well. You've slept most of the night already. And I checked the girls. They hadn't released their video, so I was good to go. And I thought if I can sleep through, that'll be great. It's going to be a fantastic night's sleep. Let me just have a glass of my coffee. Not a glass, a mouthful. So anyway, I go to bed. Still no video. I think I watched a video. Dozed off to sleep. And then I woke. Wow. I woke up and found that there were 2 videos, wasn't there? I thought, oh, don't watch them. Stay asleep. So I laid there. And next minute I had a sneezing attack. And my nose just started watering and sneeze. And I'm thinking, oh, goodness, now I'm awake. So I rolled over and I picked up the phone. You know where this is heading. I'm looking for a paper that sort of blends but doesn't, if that makes sense. Actually, I do need to collage, so that's a big help. That's what we'll do. That'll look good popping there. Yeah, we're collaging anyway. It's sort of, I don't know. I like that. It's so pretty. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. So yeah, I'm lying in bed, sneezing. Suddenly your nose is congested. Can't breathe properly through a nostril. And it's like, what is going on now? So I'm awake. I've got Sarah's video I've just completed. So that's rolling around in my head, and it's Christmas Villages or Winter Village. So, I tell you, I then think, oh, well, I'm awake. I'm awake. It's up. Can I wrap that around that corner? Do I want to wrap it around the corner? Probably not, because it's adding bulk to this edge. And I will put a fabric there anyway. So I can rough tear this down and not be too concerned about that edge. If anything, I'm going to come back a little bit from it because I'm pretty sure there's a stitched in pages going in behind. Yeah, it is. So that'll save a little bit of paper. It'll keep it back a little bit from the edge. So that one can go there. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, so where was I? I'm awake, basically. Where's my glue book? I'm looking for my glue book. Here it is. So the long story short of it is I decide I'll just hop up, maybe have a drink and feel weary, and I'll go back to sleep. That didn't happen. So I've hopped up. I'm like, oh, I might as well have a shower. That's it. I'll get up. My head feels a little bit headachy because I've had this sneezing thing and the nasal thing, which seems to have subsided now. So I don't know what set that off. And I thought, oh, I'll go into the room and I'll just have a little think about the villages. And then I come in here and I see William all over my desk. I'm like, don't be crazy. If you're not going to sleep, work on William and just take a breath from the villages. So here I am. I've turned on the video. I'm working on William. And I should be probably in bed asleep. Do I tell you what time it is? Oh, I don't know if I should, because I think you're all going to go, you crazy girl. I don't have a lot of little scraps at the moment because we haven't really got into the whole collaging thing. So, but by the time we finish just this alone, I think we'll have lots of little bits and pieces. I bet you're sitting there going, tell us what time it is, you crazy girl. I don't know if I should. You're all going to go, you are nuts. I just need a little bit off of that. Let me just tear this piece of paper and I will get my phone. I'm sure you're guessing, because I know you've all done it too. I'm just going to ink this, then I'll tell you. If I drag this out enough, it'll be a decent hour and then you'll be like, oh, well, that's not too bad. So I'm just going to add that little piece there. Where's my ruler? Tear that off there. Another nice little scrap. A little bit of ink. You're going, Corrine, tell us what time it is. And you should be in bed asleep, not in your craft room. I can always sleep later. I can film a few William videos that will make me feel very weary, and then I can toddle off and have another little nap. See, it's not all that bad. Okay, that little piece of paper's in. Let's pick up my phone. Now, I have been up for about 20 minutes, I think. Yes, I have. Look, it's the 18th of August. That's Pepper as a puppy. 18th of August, 3:30 in the morning. Oh, I need another sip of coffee. I should be in bed asleep, but I'm not because I'm here. I love that paper. But I think I want it to be more of a feature in the journal. This journal is going to be really moody, these papers. What's on here? There was some goldy sort of colours, yeah. You want something a little lighter. Yeah, I like that. I like that edge. So yes, that is I am up, I am filming, and I'm playing with Mr. William Morris, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna carry on here, yibby yabba with you guys. And do some work on William. And in the back of my mind are these little houses. So at some point through this video, if not the next video, I will probably pick up a pen and do a sketch of some little houses. Goodness sakes. I've got a few ideas, of course. I'll just tear that down. So I'm just collaging here because of the window. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, because of this window, I've sort of got to piece together the paper, which is good because it sort of adds in to the project some, you know, different elements. And I love how I've got that paper turned over that edge, and the tag is of that same paper because it makes it look like the tag is even bigger. So I'm really digging that little element. That there looks like the tag has a top on it, which it doesn't. It's a bit of an optical illusion, so I really like that. That's the good thing about these collage-y type of activities. You just never know, you know, where it's gonna go, because it's just, you know, pieced together. So I'm guessing when you're watching this video, being that it's now September, that village prompt will have been completed by myself. And I'm doing a red and a blue, a red version and a blue version. So 2 colour schemes. So if you're not sure what the hang I'm talking about, I might link the video of the villages below. So if you're thinking, oh, I wonder how that worked out for her, and you're not a slow stitch participant in that project, and you just want to have a little look at what the hang I'm talking about, I will link the videos below. Now I better make a note of that, otherwise I will forget. So I think this episode of Mr. William Morris, let me just have a little look, is, where's YouTube? And where's my file? And let's have a little look. Manage videos. So, episode 4. So I've got 3 episodes already. So episode 4, link village prompt. Okay. All right. And I guess if you're not a sewer, maybe you'll come and join us over at the Roxy Creations gang. And, yeah. Isn't that beautiful paper? Oh, like I can't imagine having a room wallpapered in it. But, boy, it's so intricate. Imagine them printing that. Beautiful, beautiful. How big of that do I need to tear it? It's so big. It's a little bit of by eye, this collaging. And once you get a few little scraps, they sort of go so far. So you're probably thinking, she is nuts. And she is. Crazy. But that's craft, I think. It's sort of, I don't know, I think we function on a different level in our brains when we're being creative. So it's very hard to turn that off. I don't know if you agree. I do find it very hard. and it's not off until it's out. Does that make sense? It's like once an idea starts percolating, it's like, oh, I could do that, I could do that. And I start getting quite amped up over it, hyped up over it. So it's like, yeah, it's interesting. Interesting how the brain does all that. I'm just looking through the tags to see if there's anything there. I sort of feel like I need something to go here, like a little decorative element. And I just don't know if there's anything in particular. Maybe something will come, or maybe I need to go looking for another kit to put something there. I'm going to fussy cut or fussy rip that bird out, I think. If I make it look like his tail is in behind that strip, will that look okay? Or do I? Now I'm going to fussy tear those flowers out, I think, up here, and have them. How am I going to do this? I want it to look ragged, so I'm going to attempt to just take my time and rip around that floral piece. Well, this has taken my mind off villagers. This is difficult. The reason I'm struggling is I don't want to tear it the way that when you do rip it, the paper shows that white edge. So it means you need to tear down and away from you, and that makes the paper stay true to colour this side. If you're tearing up, you'll get, see that white, I don't know if you can see it. See how there's a white edge around? No, you can't see it. Yeah, there you go. See how there's that white edge? That means I've taken the layer from the front off, which has the ink on it, where when I got around that corner, I was able to tear away from myself. Therefore, it kept that edge nice and true with the colour. And the damage is on the back where it skimmed off a layer of the paper. So it's just a bit tricky when you're trying to go around these little corners, because you're sort of wanting to tear up where you need to tear down. If you're wondering why sometimes your fussy tearing has that yucky white edge, that's why. You've got to tear away from yourself. And it's tricky when you're doing floral pieces, because you don't want to lose a leaf and you want to maintain the shape. There we go, we got it out. That's where I changed my tearing angle, so I've got a little white edge there where it's nice around that top section. So the way to get around that is you can come back through your scissors and just sort of jagged cut it a little bit to get that straight line of white to disappear. And of course, if you're inking, you'll disguise it as well, just with a little bit of ink. Okay, so I'm thinking of putting that piece there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, lovely. Just needed something. And I like the little bird, but the fact that his little tail was cut off was bugging me a little bit. Maybe we can pop him out from somewhere else, but just didn't feel that was the right spot for him. And we had quite a big space, so to find an image that drifted across the whole top there, and I have a feeling that might even be visible from behind the pocket. A little bit, yeah, I like that. Do I put it up high or do I bring it down? I sort of feel like I need to bring it down and base it here off this bottom line. If I come up high, it sort of feels like it's nearly like a child has stuck it down and just popped it down. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. For goodness sake, it is 3 in the morning. How am I barely thinking? And why am I here? Those bloomin' little houses. Thanks, ladies, if you're watching this. Those Roxy girls, they're just trouble. Bad influence. But then some would say I have no self-control. Oops, I've got a little turned up corner there. Come on, down you go. What's happened? A little corner caught in the glue. We need that to lay flat. There we go. Okay, lovely. Yeah, like that. I like it a lot. Now, I wonder if we pop a little label here while we're here, because my thought is if you are a journaler, you might want to record some event on that tag. So a little label out here somewhere gives them the opportunity to maybe write a date or a comment about a story that is in that tag. So I'm going to place that label on here somewhere. I might even put a label over with the little bird as well, because there's another tag nearby. So there's an opportunity look it up there. If you were recording a holiday, you might write week 3, Paris. Let's find another little label. Just a little one to sit with our little bird. Maybe a little green one. Oh, putting too much thought into these little labels. I might put one on there as well. Let's get him on because he looks an easy. There we go. So a little label on there, and we might just put there something a little bit more decorative, I think. Like, oh, the fabric swatch. Yeah. Olives, look at that. This is a Tracy label. It's the fabric swatch kit. And there's a label here that says olives. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Oh, that's exciting. Coffee must be kicking in. I'm getting excited over a label. I feel like the villages have slipped back in my mind, which is probably a good thing. Now I might put a little bit of paper with it just to break it up. Yep, I like that. This collaging is very relaxing because you just don't know where it's going to go. There'll be areas where we can just use a big piece of paper and capture the whole design element that William has in his artwork. And then there'll be other areas where we have these pockets, for example, that we can have a little play. There we go. Lovely. So a decorative label, that also shows people what we want them to do here. Like, it's all well and good us journal makers that know that a Tracy label means that you can write something on, but that by having that one there, as they open their little journal, they can see that they could write something there and there. And we'll do something on there at some stage, I would say. So now we have, which way will we go? I'll go this way. We'll keep going as if you're opening the journal. And then by the time we get to the back, we should be coming back along through here. So I think that's what we'll do. So we've got our little bunny page here, which I'm thinking is going to be a flip, which we might wait until journal pages come in to decide what goes here, because there'll be a page, you know, here, and that will probably indicate to us what happens here. So let's move to this back page, which is another collage area, and I'm thinking there might be something in its entirety we can use. I love that peacock. I love that bird as well. Maybe we use the bird, put him up high. Then we've got an opportunity to put a pocket down here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's remove that. Another good scrap. Let's remove the peacock. And that will be the piece that will go here. Now, we've got it opening, don't we? Which we can't close yet. So we'll just work on this side. I don't think there'll be an issue. It's not going to be a pocket, or will it? It might be. It might be. So I might bring it down a little bit, because I'm going to need to reinforce that top edge with a scrap. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. Yep. Oh, look, I lose Bunny. Does that matter? What am I going to do down here? Do I just leave it as a page? If I take that off, and then Bunny can appear somewhere, and I can use something a little plainer. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want to save the bunny. We're saving the bunny. Just want this to be a bit square. Let's get that inked. Okay, so that will go there. I wonder if this scrap could be used here. There's the top. I think I'll use that one. And I think I'll have it come over. Yep. Okay. This really makes you think, this project, because it's open and not just like a cover where it's, you know, you're in your confines, your boundaries. It's more of a, you know, what am I trying to say? More of an open feel to the project, so you really don't know where you're heading with it until you're there. I need a wet one. Getting sticky. Getting sticky. Okay. All right. So I'm just wondering now about this top. I'm getting that glued in, and then it can flip. I'm going to put it over a little bit. So I wonder how many videos I will get filmed, being that I'm awake at 3 in the morning. Well, I get to a point where I'm just starting to feel weary again, so I'll be able to sneak back to bed and get another few hours sleep. Or will I soldier on? And this will be very interesting. So video 4, I will let you know how I'm going. So you might see 3 or 4 videos in a row. So I'm just bending that on that inside. It's going to reinforce that edge. Plus when you peek in there, you're not going to see this. If I do see it, I can always put a piece of plain paper down there just to sort of hide that grey. But we'll see how we go when we come back across the back of the journal, how that sort of looks. Now I sort of feel like I need, is there going to be a journal stitched in on the other side? Yes. Okay, so that seam there will also have fabric, because back here is a journal stitched in, which is going to be coming out this end. If that makes sense. So I was concerned that I had a little bit of white showing there, but I'm not too worried because there's going to be fabric down there. So that's good. I'm glad I went that way with all my imagery. And there'll be fabric going through here. So pretty much most of the joins are just going to have a fabric element. All right, so we need a pocket. What have we got that has a image that is going sideways and can be used? They're all tags. Here we go. That's an up. No, doesn't suit. Nope, nothing suits. Nothing. So we need to create a pocket out of a collage piece of paper that suits. Maybe we do a William pocket. Let's cut a pocket first. So we'll use this paper, width, height, and cut. Okay. So there we go. We've got a chicken that's been drinking 4X and has fallen over drunk. It doesn't quite fit with our theme, but we'll make a perfect pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut, while we're at it, I'm going to cut a couple of these. We've got our size now, and that's a good size for the business size envelope that we're working with. So as I said, once you pick something up, try and continue with it. So I'm going to cut a nice big pocket out of that. So I've got 3 now spare. Well, you know, 2 spare. And that one. And I'll just pop them in my little tray to the side, because I'm sure we'll come across another scenario where I need a pocket and nothing really matches the page that I'm collaging. So this will be good. They'll be ready to go. And I think I'll get another one out of there, which I will. Slightly smaller, but that doesn't matter. I'll just square that up. Okay, very good. These are great projects in the way that you've really got to think about. So future pockets, we'll keep chicken out because we've committed to chicken. I will get myself another Ferrero Rocher tray for pockets. And I might even, because my desk is starting to explode, I'm going to put in this tray all of the other little elements that are stitched pockets, tags, things like that. So they're now not getting mixed up in the mess that is developing. I've got a nice little pile of scraps over to the side. I've got the papers that I can choose from just to there. My glue, my ink, my... Okay. And my William paper. All right, I'm happy now. Another scrap. All right, I'm feeling organised. Chicken. What paper will we use for the chicken? What haven't we used yet? Oh, it's such a moody little journal. Oh, I like that. Chicken is going to be glued onto that. See you later, little chicken. Now we'll need to keep consistency, stitch around this in the sewing on the sewing machine, but that's all good. A little bit of homework. Oops, oops, oops. So I'm just going to pop that on there. I won't do the other pockets yet because we really don't know what paper will be needed due to the colours, you know, that we're working within. Lovely. Okay, so that's lovely. That's picked up the orange in the little bird. I'm just going to wrap around that edge. It's a bit, feels a bit weak. So I might just get some paper that is non-coloured. So just jumped up to get some coffee dyed paper. I should have heaps of that around. Yeah, I don't need to rip a new piece. I'm just going to wrap it around this corner, this bottom. Just feel like we need a little bit of reinforcement. So while we're here, put that scrap there as well. And it'll be tucked into the bottom there anyway, like sealed. Can I seal it with it? No, I'll use glue to seal it and just wrap around the one side. Because then there'll be another piece of paper doing the same on the other side, which will really make the bottom of this envelope nice and strong, which is what we want. I just want to get that edge. Yep. Let's just reinforce that a little. You could work at this for days and days, working out your colours, and watching Leslie's videos. She works so fast. It's just lickety split. She's done. Okay, that's good. So that's now nice and strong. That little envelope's not, you know, weak. So that sewing machine will come out. I like how they've got that pop of plain down there as well. Like I said, there'll be fabric come through here, fabric there. So that's going to look quite interesting. Yeah, awesome. That's great. So I'll just let that dry a little bit and let it sit in there. I feel like I want to do something with this bunny flap, but maybe I have to wait. Yeah, I think I'll wait. I just can't decide what I'm going to do with it. And I think it's because I don't know what's here. Once I know what's here, will tell me if this becomes quite elaborate. And thickness too. Like, to be honest, I'd love to see something like that on the flap. An envelope that opens out. And this envelope, I had ideas of making this into a little mini journal. So it would stay closed with a little tab here to make that tuck in. And then you open this up and there'd be pages in here for a mini journal. But I don't want to do that in this location if it feels too bulky. So this will go somewhere, but I think we need to wait to see. And it could pivot on that, which would make it quite interesting. But I think we need to wait. No rush. Let's just work our way through the collaging side of things and see how it sort of all comes together. I love how that soft gold is in behind there. That's worked out really well. That's really pretty. Okay, and that peeking through there. Yeah, oh, lovely. Love it. Okay, I'm going to stop the video there because the next stage is stitch and glue, and then I can flip it over and work on this spread here. So we'll do that in the next video. But I'm not going to bed yet. I'm feeling perky. I think the coffee's kicking in. So I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.